What's happening, family? Dr. Joe here. Hope each of you are well and blessed. I'm so happy and thankful that you've taken the time to come out to this Reset, Renew, Restore informational session. I'm glad you're here. And if you are a person that you've heard about Reset, you've seen Reset on social media, maybe someone emailed you, maybe someone called you, texted you, and you want to know more about it, how can you be a part? You are in the right place at the right time. Let me first start off by letting you know who I am. I'm Dr. Joe. I'm the author and founder of the world's greatest transformational processes. We've got the 40-day turn up, the Journey 3.0 plus process, 40 turn up elite. We have autoimmune course, and now our fifth, and it'll complete the cycle of what we have and what we offer to people, and that is renew, reset, renew, and restore, which we are uber excited about. I'm just so glad that we're here on today. I'm not going to take all of the time on today and making this a long, drawn out process. I want to give you what it is that you came for. You came because you want to know about reset. You want to know different elements about it. I'm going to go over those things. I'll bring a couple things up on the screen, and I'm going to let you know exactly what you are here to see if this is something that is in alignment for you and if something that is good for you. All right. So the first thing that I want to cover is, what is reset? Well, uh, the 40-day turn up and all of the processes that you've heard me discuss started with me. There was a time when I was 330 pounds. I was very unhealthy. I was pre-diabetic. I had a litany of issues that, had I continued on that trajectory, would have turned into manageable diseases, which is where most Americans over the age of 40 are. Most people are on medication, and most people who are on medication are on multiple different types of medication. And the medication that people are on are for things that are mostly preventable: diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular problems, etc. Well, make a long story short, I began to study nutrition. I applied it to myself. I began to study and got my degree in holistic medicine. This was after I went to college, after I got my master's, after I had worked on my doctorate, etc. Went back to get this. And I just started to apply things to myself, and people in my congregation uh, started to ask me, and, hey, Pastor, what are you doing? And I pastor an amazing church, Salem Bible Church, Atlanta, and Stonecrest. And I started, and I learned from my experience. And one of the things that I learned is that a lot of my problems with obesity, my poor relationship with food, was connected to spiritual issues and emotional issues. So everything that I do and everything that we do here in the village, when you hear of my name and you hear about the turn up, you hear about the journey, you hear about now reset, everything is focused on spirituality, emotions, and mentality. The byproduct of when you get those things right and when you understand those things is a changed individual. And if you don't address it in that fashion, it won't be as powerful. So here we are able to do amazing things. We've been able to get some amazing results for people. Um, in terms of weight loss, it works better than Ozempic. In terms of lowering hypertension, it works better than drugs. In terms of diabetes, when people tell you that there's no cure, we see it each and every time. I've seen people literally manifest miracles over their lives. So this has been something that's been going on since 2011. So we are entering our 14th year of being in existence, and we're proud and happy about that. Now, one of the major complaints that I hear, a lot of people have come through. I probably worked with close to 50,000 people since COVID. That means individuals who've signed up for one or more of the processes. Uh, 40 to 50,000 since COVID. So um, we have context of how long that is. People will normally come through the process. They'll graduate from the 40-day turn up. They'll go on to be a part of the journey, and they'll be fine for about a year, 2 years, 3 years. Half of the people, maybe 60% of the people, go on, they maintain their weight, they lose more weight, and they're even in a better position in life. But there are quite a few of people who start to lose their way after that 2.5 year mark. The weight starts to creep back up. Bad habits start to come back. Life happens, surgery, accidents, death in family, major transitions in life, like marriage, or you move from one state to another, and people lose their way. Now, heretofore, we don't allow individuals to come back through the 40-day turn up. Y'all know that. And the reason why is because the 40-day turn up does not need to be a process that you think in your mind, oh, I can go back whenever I want. It needs to be a sense of scarcity. And you need to have a sense of, I have to perform. And if we allowed individuals to come back through over and over again, all is going to happen is the process is not going to be effective, and they're going to block the opportunity of other newbies to come through. I would get emails every day, direct messages, letters. Dr. Joe, do you have anything for us? Can we come back through? I've gained the weight back. My hypertension levels coming back. I'm not as disciplined. I'm not as sharp. And in listening to that, I knew that this was the year to deliver on what the people really, really need. Early on this summer, I was able to write an all new process called Reset, Renew, and Restore. And what I want to do at this time, I'm going to bring this on the screen, and I want you to see it because I want you to understand exactly what this is. Okay. Give me 1 second. So, Reset, Renew, Restore. Reset, Renew, Restore is an all new process that works seamlessly with everything that we offer here at Journey Life. That is consistent of the 40-day turn up, the journey, 40-day turn up elite, the autoimmune course, etc. Reset, Renew, and Restore is going to be a completely experience than the 40-day turn up, the journey, and everything that we offer. This isn't just a rinse and repeat. This is going to be an all new process. It's going to have all new elements to it. It's going to have an all new purpose. Now, what you're looking on the screen is something that I wrote this year. The Lord spoke to me when I was wrestling with the need of the people, gave me this word, and I started writing it on the 1st of September, and I finished writing it on the last day of September. Now, I want you to understand the God in all of this. Each and every year, I go on sabbatical, on a working sabbatical in September. And when I take my sabbatical in September, I'm always working on writing the theme for our church for the next year. I do that every year. I've done it for the last 6 years. And when I say writing, I'm talking about all of the discipleship programmatic things that we're doing. How are we going to disciple God's people? How are we going to teach them? How are we going to make them closer to God? How are we going to, what are going to be the themes? What's going to happen in January? What are the children going to do? What is going to be the overall arching theme for the entire ministry? And heretofore, I always take off September in a sabbatical to work on that. But when the Lord spoke to me earlier this year, what you're seeing on the screen is such a God-given thing, and I want you to see it because I moved up my obligations as a pastor, and I wrote the vision of our church in August. And when I took my sabbatical in September, this is what I was working on. I worked on it every single day. And not only did I work on it every single day, I probably did the work of 6 months in 1 month. And sometimes when I look back on it, just sitting up here thinking about it, it's nobody but God that I was able to do this at what I feel is such a high level. And now it's something that I'm very, very proud of. And I'm so thankful that you all are going to be exposed to this. So let's get into the nitty gritty. Reset, renew, and restore is a process, but what you're seeing is an actual workbook. Now, this is completely different than anything that we've done. There are no books that are, this is different from the journal that is used for the journey. This is different from Lifestyles of the Fit and Healthy, which is a book that I wrote on nutrition. This is different from Not of This World, which is a self-help novel. And we used to use that in the journey years ago. But this is a workbook. Reset, Renew, Restore is a 7-chaptered workbook. It has 7 chapters on the inside of it. And the goal of the workbook is to take you through different chapters and different elements of life to help you see why you made the mistake. Why did you fall off the wagon? Why did you gain the weight back? Why did you lose the weight, get and restore your health and relinquish it? This isn't you coming back through the 40-day turn up, because you could easily come back through the 40-day turn up and get results. I'm not trying to just help you get results. I want you to come through this process, have a new experience, finish it, and then be able to know before you come back through why I made the mistake. I want you to have a new revelation on yourself. I want you to have a new inspiration. I want you to be able to re-engage in the process with having a new understanding of self. The book Reset, the workbook, is going to help you do this. People who come through the process will take this book and they'll go through the 7 chapters. At the end of each chapter, there's going to be a course where I'm going to be reiterating what you've read and getting you to focus in on certain things as you go through it. So you'll go through chapter 1, you'll see a course. Chapter 2, course, you'll go all the way through. Reset individuals will be housed on a certain platform that allows you to go through this on a self-pace. All right. Now, the goal of Reset, Renew, and Restore in terms of the workbook is for you to experience the workbook in the month of what we call pre-work. Now, you guys who know that you've worked with me, you know that before the 40-day turn up starts, before the journey even begins, we have what's called pre-work. That is the time that we use to get you ready, to get you right. Reset is going to be executed in pre-work. And then when the 40-day turn up starts, you're going to go back through the 40-day turn up, but you're going to go through the 40-day turn up with a new outlook on yourself, having gone through Reset, Renew, and Restore. Okay? I hope that makes sense. So once again, Reset, Renew, Restore is an all new process. It is going to be workbook based. You're going to go through the workbook in your pre-work. So let's say, for instance, we start the 4-day turn up in March of 25. This will begin at the beginning of February. And by the end of February, you would have finished Reset, Renew, and Restore. So you can go back through the 40-day turn up with a new outlook and with a new understanding, in hopes that as you experience it again, you not only get the results that you want, but you're able to have a new understanding so you don't find yourself in the same position a year down the line, 18 months down the line, 4 years down the line. Am I making sense? Let me know in the comment section if I am. All right, now let's go through a few more things. Okay. How will we experience the process? Every person who registers for Reset and who qualifies, and we'll get into that, you will be siphoned to a digital platform. You'll be put in a community group. You will be given access to the online coursework, as well as instructions on how to get your workbook. The workbook is designed for you to actually be writing it. At the end of each of those chapters, there's a challenge. The challenge is to set you up and to ensure that you conceptualized all of what you read in every single chapter, chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And when you finish that, you're going to be in an all new outlook and ready to move forward in the actual 4-day turn up. So once you go through the pre-work and you finish the workbook, you get everything locked and loaded, the next thing that's going to happen is you're going to actually go back through the 40-day turn up. Well, Dr. Joe, what if I went through the journey back in 2014? You're going to go back through the 40-day turn up. You need to go back through the 40-day turn up, but Reset, Renew, and Restore is designed to help you not only get results, but to see the problems so you don't make the same mistakes in the future. All right. Now let's talk about who qualifies. Who are the individuals who can go back through Reset? The people who can go through Reset are individuals who are at least 1 year removed from graduating from the 40-day turn up and or the Journey 3.0 plus process. What does that mean? That means if you came through the 40-day turn up and or the Journey 3.0 plus process before 2024. So 2023 and back, if you went through the process and graduated within that pericope of time, you will qualify to go back through Reset. If you've gained the weight back, some of the weight back, you've lost your way, you don't, you need to get back into the groove of things. Now, people who came back through, let's say for instance, you came through in 2020 or 2019, you may not need this, and that's fine. You don't, if you're maintaining, this is not something you need. You're doing just fine. And that's not to be diminutive of individual or to diminish individuals who need it. But I want to be clear. It's no need to come back through and you haven't lost anything in terms of what you have gained, what you gained in terms of knowledge and experience. So you have to be a year removed, meaning if you came through the journey and or the 40-day turn up in 2024, you will not qualify. It has to be a year removed. So that's 2023 and beyond. So 23, 22, 21, 20. All right, those are the people who qualify. Also, individuals who actually finish the process. So you can't come through Reset if you tried the 40-day turn up in 2020 and didn't finish. If you tried the 40-day turn up in a year that is before that and you did not finish, you have to have started the process and graduated the process. I'm not talking about one of these bootleg groups that exist around here either. I'm talking about you are a legitimate graduate. This is not for individuals who attempted the 40-day turn up, but this is for individuals who started, finished the 40-day turn up, and you've lost your way. All right. Those are the individuals who qualify. So you have to be a year or more removed, and you have to be an individual who is a graduate. That's very, very important. All right. Now, next question. Will I be given a group? Yes. Every Reset participant will be given a group. You'll be given a group, and you will be given a coach and or a leader. These coaches and these leaders are going to have different training. They're going to have different job descriptions. They're going to have to have a different skill set. And right now, even as we speak, my team and I are crafting the organization around Reset, because Reset is going to function in a completely different capacity. What I'm doing now is I'm assembling teams of individuals to carry out individual tasks. I'm also creating teams that are separate from my major core team. All of you guys know Steph, Lisa, Dee, my amazing wife, Lynette, and Ave have been the core team for the 40-day turn up in the journey. Reset is going to have its own teams. So instead of just having 5 people, we're going to have multiple individuals who make up the core team, but it's going to be executed amongst 15 to 20 people to spread out the actual workload in order that we can hopefully move more efficiently. We're working through that right now as we speak. Okay, so you will be given a group. There will be leadership. Okay, now, next thing I want to talk about is how long will it take? All right, the process is going to take, inclusive of pre-work, 10 weeks. You'll start in February of 25. You'll end the process of pre-work at the end of February. You'll start the 40-day turn-up in March, and we'll be finishing around mid-April. Now, keep in mind, we're going to have a simultaneously, we're going to have reset and 40-day turn-up going through at the same time. The 40-day turn-up group is going to be experienced and exposed to the same process as we know to be the 40-day turn-up. But the reset folks are going to be going back through the 40-day turn-up as well. It's just your pre-work is completely different based upon what it is that I've already discussed. So I want you all to keep that in mind because that's important for everyone to understand. Now, what if I'm watching this and I haven't gone through any process? Let's say, for instance, you're watching this and you've never gone through the turn up. You've heard of the turn up and you want to experience the turn up. Individuals who will go through the 40-day turn up are individuals. You'll have 2 opportunities. Number 1, you have a sponsor. What is a sponsor? A sponsor is someone who is graduating from our most recent class, New Me, and they invite you to be a part of it. That's the first way you join the 40-day turn-up process. The second way you join the 40-day turn-up process is at the top of the year. If you do not have a sponsor, if no one invited you, we will take all of the remaining seats for the 40-day turn-up and open it up to individuals who desire to be a part of the 40-day turn-up process. All right, so that's how you do it. Reset is not for individuals who have not gone through the 40-day turn-up. If folks try to sneak in, we're going to know exactly who you are, and we're not going to see you in the system, and you're going to lose your registration, and we don't want you to do that. We've got something for you. It's called the 40-day turn-up. But Reset is designed specifically for those of you who graduated, you are a year or more removed, and you've lost your way, and you need to reset, you need to renew, you need to restore. Let's talk about registration. When will we be able to register? This is going to open January 1. Okay. January 1st, 2025, we will have open registration. Okay. For Reset. It'll open up. We'll announce it on all social media platforms. You'll be able to know exactly where to go. Is there a cost for a Reset? There is no cost for Reset. As a matter of fact, people who are graduating from New Me, and they're going to graduate actually this Sunday, planted the seeds for you all to be able to come through this process. The seeds that New Me planted are seeds that we have to fund all 5 processes together. We may not be able to have the amount of people that we would like to have because fundraising in this climate can be very, very difficult. But we're thankful for all of the funds and the seeds that people sowed. And we're going to take those seeds and we're going to use them for kingdom building. So no, is there a charge for it? It is not a charge for it. There is going to be a registration fee that is attached to Reset as we do all of the other processes, because a lot of what you're going to be doing is going to be executed using technology. We've got to hold you, and that costs money. All right. And I'm certain that you guys know that when something costs money, it's got to come from somewhere. So yes, there will be a nominal registration fee. Heretofore is going to be 10, no more than $20. Okay. It'll be one or the other. We'll let you know depending on what we know we need to do, but you'll hear more about that. At the end of the process, you will be asked to sow a seed. I want everyone who graduates to sow at least a $200 seed. I want everyone who graduates to give what you feel it's been worth to you. All of what you give will be directed towards our nonprofit organization. We'll provide all of that information at that time. We don't focus on money. We focus on individuals who need change and who desire change. And you'll hear more about that at that time. Okay. So gang, this is Reset, Renew, and Restore. Now, what I want you to do, I'm going to place something on the screen and I want you to look at it. All of what I've said can change. Dates, registration, and the reason why is because the book that I brought up on the screen is being edited as we speak. We're almost finished with that editing process. Once we get it, that's when we'll start having those books actually published, not published, but printed, because we're publishing it ourselves. It's important that you follow us on all social media platforms. If you look on the screen, Journey Life TV, you'll be able to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and here on YouTube. Any change, any information to where we are informing the masses, telling the masses, hey, you need to know this. Hey, registration is not going to be on this date. It's going to be on that date. Anything that changes, anything that adjusts, it's best that you follow us right there of what you see on the screen, Journey Life TV. And you'll be able to see us and to follow us with that same handle on all three socials, be it Instagram, Facebook, as well as YouTube. Gang, I'm so happy that you've taken the time. We've done all of this in less than 30 minutes. Thank you for being a part. If you're excited, let me know in the comment section below when you graduated, what your team name was, so we can see exactly who we're dealing with. I'm glad that you've taken the time to join us. Me and my team are going to be working very, very hard to continue to take things to the next level. So I hope you are well and blessed. Have an amazing weekend. And I also hope you have a beautiful Thanksgiving and a wonderful holiday and Christmas and New Year with your family. And I look forward to seeing you on January 1 as we get ready to do something amazing and new. To all who came before and to all who gave to where we've grown to this point, we thank God for what you did, but hopefully you're able to see how much your seeds have grown and how the Lord is allowing us to walk in an amazing harvest in the upbuilding of his sons and of his daughters. Until next time, be well, be blessed. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.